Well, go figure, just after I've made the fastest way to start video. This last update, they gave us a new spawn pod for space. So, it's still possible. I've worked it out. This works on any map. If you've seen the other video, it's going to be kind of the same thing. The new spawn pod has a lot less stuff in it. They really broke it down to the essentials and they made it hydrogen, which it's okay, I guess. First thing you want to do is get into your game and open up your seat. I'm going to take all the stuff out of the seat. I'm here. Hit this button, it will depressurize. And I'll save some oxygen that way. First thing you want to do, at least this one, they gave you a landing plate, magnetic plate. It's the same as a landing gear. If you grind it, make it functional again, then you will unlock that. Next thing you want to do is come up here, and underneath this is an interior wall. You can grind down, get that for your blueprint, and that should have given us a bunch of other stuff. So now that we've done that, what you want to do is cut down this seat. And I don't know if vanilla seats have, let's go over to control quick. So the helm is a pretty good alternative, and it's what you're trying to do is save your computer components because you'll need them for the assembler. And we can hack all this stuff out of here. We're not going to need that. We're not going to need the air vent because we're just going to refill off of the survival kit here. But oh, thank you for reminding me. We can drop half of these. For some reason they give you 2 sets. Maybe it's in case you have spawn tools shut off. So we can drop all that stuff in there. Probably don't need this handgun and that food yet. Well, speaking of, you can grind that down. I'll get the blueprints for that. I'll take this. It's going to be the same kind of concept as we did the first one. So we're going to need to build an assembler, which is in production. He has some of the stuff for that already. And we can cut this off, cut this off. Cut this off for the steel plates. So this is what we needed those computers from. The control seat. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a different control seat that costs less computers. And if you have to, you can just kind of steal back and forth and get the computers. But what I do is I cut all these off. We're going to cut it off to right at this block. All the way around. It's going to give us all of the steel and all the stuff we need. To get the rest of the stuff for the ship. So I gave us some of the motors, some of the displays, and we'll cut this off. And this is going to give us the windows for the front. And we should be able to. Can we get a light yet? No, we need the assembler. Okay. So let's pull some stuff out of this. Get this assembler made. And if you have to, You can use just grind it down and get the computers back out of it if you need it for the control seat. Because I don't remember if the helm. I don't think the helm is Nilla. I think that or these suspended seats are really cheap on computer usage. But if you need to, you can just use like one of these seats, and I snap it right there, and that's going to give us some of the computers we need. And I mean, it'll be quick. We're gonna make the drill on here, and then we're gonna shoot right over to that asteroid, get some rock going, and then we'll have everything we need. It's kind of the same concept. You just steal non-essential stuff off of the ship to build the rest of this. So just in case, I'll just run this like it's vanilla. Just use this seat, or move the other seat back to right here. That gave us the flight seat. Let's go grab these. Oh, we have the assembler now, so we can grab that light. Come on. Well, got it too far. Did I pass it? It shows you how much I use lights. There we go. Alright, got the light unlocked. Cut this off, cut this off. We're going to cut it all the way back to right here in line with that seat. We don't need any of that. So, same thing for the roof. And this is going to give us a bunch of the extra steel plates we're going to need to do the rest. And our energy's low. So now I'll just pop over to window 1 and just slap a oh yeah, just stick something there, I guess, to grab it. But more importantly, we want to go to utilities and get a drill on here. So we can get, the nice thing about this is, okay, let's go backtrack a little bit. We're going to steal those computers back. Get our assembler up. So the nice thing about the new spawn ship is it has iron, nickel, and silicone in the survival kit, which is really handy because we want to switch those over to our basic assembler. And now we can go in here and create our 12 large steel tubes we're going to need to finish the drill. You guys can probably see where all this is going. And as soon as we get that drill done, we can basically make almost everything on the ship except for more storage boxes. For that, you're going to need to get cobalt. What are you missing? Oh, the massive chunks of steel plate. Always down here, gyroscope. If you ever need steel plate, has a bunch that you can take from it, and it will still remain functional. Almost 100. So, there's our drill. Now, we have to steal our computers back off of this to keep that control seat functional, and then we could fly it over to the asteroid. Just like this. Yep. Different loadout. There we go. Some of the things they've done for the interface has messed with me a little bit. There is a ore detector on the new ship too. This new spawn ship, which I thought was pretty cool. They did strip it down to the essentials. There's no O2H2 generator. And this thing's like a bulldog now, so you have to get like real close. So just be careful when you're grinding with the drill. I'm going to fill this drill up, and then we'll have plenty of rock. Sit here. Probably have a meteor shower in a minute. So now that we are here and we have rock, we steal our computers back for the assembler. There we go. So now while you're there, another thing you can do is we need to get a refinery built. So let's cut this off. And we can get a basic refinery. Stick that there. And let's get some motors going. Oh, more steel plate. So this thing's got plenty of excess steel plate on it. You can cut all of this off. There's an extra thruster back here with some more. It has all these little armor plates on it. Steal a bunch of that. I don't get too crazy, but oh, we need 4 more. No problem. And here is our basic refinery. I'm gonna have to get some oxygen quick. But we have a whole bunch of this stuff already done. So if you need to refill, we can go there. Our refinery's refining for us. And queue up those computers and display that we need. And that way we don't have to sit there and rob back and forth between those two. So another thing you're going to need to do is get to your power and make a solar panel. We have carved a whole bunch of crap off of this to get some of the parts for that. And I like to stick it right here. Let's see where, there we go. All that. We're going to need the solar cells, not a big problem. Those are easy to make. And that should give us power for the ship. The only thing you're going to have to worry about is finding ice and then cobalt. That's going to be your biggest priority after you get it set up. Now we have a functional seat again. Let's prioritize our solar panels. And while that's going, the other thing you're going to need is food as soon as possible. So we want to go over and get an algae farm started. I like to stick that right on top of this. lucky for us, we have a whole bunch of parts already in here. So, now that we have our solar panel unlocked, we're going to have the algae farm in a minute. Let's go there. I'm going to shut that off. I'm still melting some stuff down here. Alright, now we have an algae farm going. And so, for the rest of the stuff you're going to need, like H2O2 generators, battery. Obviously, don't want to grind your big battery down, you'll lose the battery cells from it. But what we can do is we can go over to power and then get one of these super tiny small grid guys right there. Come on. There it is. So, this is the best way to do it. Switch to small grid. Just make one sitting out next to the ship. Make sure you stop moving before you place it, or it'll float away. There you go. Got battery unlocked. The next thing you probably want to do is make this not a respawn ship anymore. And as if you've seen my other video, you know how to do this. But you can go over here to mechanical, and then we have these. You can merge blocks, and you can stick one on the bottom right here. And then you can stick another one on the asteroid, and we're going to merge it together. And then, because it's changing the grid, it will remove the spawn pod nonsense off of this, where if you leave or whatever, it'll disappear. So let's be neat. You just find a nice little outcropping like this, where it's not going to mess your ship up too much. Stick it on there. Then, there we go. Weld that up. There we go. Functional enough. And now all we got to do is line these up. And as soon as we get it merged, there we go. Cut these off. Oop. You're going to have to go in here and make it a ship again, but now you don't have the spawn pod nonsense, so if you die, you will spawn on the survival kit. So, we have, what do we have left to get? H2O2 generator probably, and like a beacon and a door maybe, I think. Oh, the vents. We found the cargo. We have all those. What is like a door? I mean, at this point, you have everything with the drill and the refineries or whatever to get all the basic stuff and get rolling. But we do have H2O2 generators, I guess. So you could just make a small grid one, or you could make one on here. It don't matter. There we go. That's unlocked. And then like maybe like a door or something. I mean, you could put a door like right here if you really want. Put the door back on there. But I mean, at this point, you have food, you have power, you have all of the industry to start out, and almost all the blueprints unlocked. You could just make a small grid. The beacon maybe for the antenna stuff and like the door. But yeah, from here you now have the respawn ship won't despawn, and you have all the stuff you need on it except for ice and cobalt. So good hunting.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.